before.
We just lost Dean Smith recently, and you had a very, very close relationship with him. To the point, Benjamin, this is an interesting story as a young columnist. Rich Clarkson came to me and said, you and I are going to have dinner. This is in New Orleans. We're going to have dinner with Dean Smith tonight.
Oh.
And that's such a thrill for me. And I didn't know that Dean Smith was, you may not remember this, Dean Smith was setting up. He said, Woody, I want you to do something for me. And I said, I can do something for Dean Smith? He said, yeah, I played on that national championship team, but in the Encyclopedia of Basketball, my name is not in the box score. I played 1 minute. He said, I actually played about 34 seconds, so you get one credit for 1 minute. He said, could you help me get that mistake corrected?
Come on.
And so I called the editors, and I told them what Dean Smith did. They said, oh, yes. Dean Smith called me a few months later, and he said, thank you. That was very kind of you.
That's cool.
So to wrap that up,
Rich Clarkson set that all up.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had a picture of Dean in that game. So after that dinner conversation that night, I made a print of it and sent it to him.
Oh, that's cool.
Right.
Well, I saw a picture that you took of the locker room, inside the locker room, and Dean, it's a beautiful picture if you haven't seen it, Woody.
Yep.
Dean Smith is the only person looking at the camera. And he's, 19, 20, 21 years old? And he just has that look of, it's easy to say this, but he just looked like he was paying attention. He looked like he was soaking it all in.
Right.
Tell us all about rooming with Dean Smith on the road.
Yeah, when I traveled with the Kansas team in those years, I roomed with either the student manager, Wayne Latterback, or the number 12 player on the team, who was Dean Smith.
Right.
I got to know him pretty well over all of those years. And
I don't think people know, and I always talk about two of the most famous coaches now in history, Greg Popovich and Dean Smith, were coaches at the Air Force Academy. Popovich, of course, coached down there, but people don't know that Dean Smith did coach the basketball team at Air Force Academy. What sport did he coach?
Right.
He coached the golf team.
Did he really, huh?
Did he really? He coached the golf team and I think the baseball team. But he was down there as an assistant basketball coach, but they shared, and he coached the golf team. And he said, I didn't know anything about golf.
Check it out. Here's the photo of Dean Smith in the 34 seconds. If you can zoom in, there he is. There's Dean Smith by Rich Clarkson. Proof that the coach actually played in the title game.
And that, I won't say it bothered him or haunted him or anything, but he said, there's Chamberlain, there's all these other people. And he said, I played in the game.
Yeah,
and
it's a neat thing, no question about it.
So that was when he died. I thought about that great night that we had the conversation with him, and that restaurant that was almost on the river, right by the river.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
And so...